I'm Cassidy Kincaide, owner of Trifles and Folly, an antiques and curio shop in historic, haunted Charleston, South Carolina. Most people think we're just a place to find the perfect funky knick-knack or an awesome piece of vintage jewelry. Truth is, we protect the people of Charleston and the world by making sure dangerous magical objects get taken out of circulation. When we succeed, no one notices. When we screw up, the damage usually gets blamed on a natural disaster. I've got a couple of secrets. Few people know that I'm psychometric. I can read the history of objects by touching them. It's a talent that runs in the family. Trifles and Folly has been around for over 350 years, since Charleston was first founded. My business partner, Sorren, has been around for nearly 600 years. He's a vampire, and was once the best jewel thief in Belgium. That's my second secret. I'm the latest in a long line of family members who use our magical talents to protect the good people of this city and keep the dark things at bay. When Teag held up the ivory disc, I guessed that it might be a sparkler, what we call something that has enough psychic resonance to carry a touch of magic, but nothing dangerous. I was hoping it wasn't a spooky, our term for objects that are either haunted or potentially dangerous. No way to tell until I touched it, and no telling what the effect would be on me until it was too late to change my mind. "Let's close up, then I'll take a look," I said. It was quiet for a summer day, probably because of the heat. Charleston is known for its beautiful gardens, but most people forget that those plants grow so well because of our high temperatures and insanely high humidity. Even with the air conditioning on, the store was warm. I slipped a limp lock of strawberry blonde hair behind my ear. My Scots-Irish coloring means I burn easily in the sun and get pink in the face when I'm too warm. Not ideal for a Charleston summer. Teag flipped the door sign to closed. We turned out the lights in the shop and went into the break room. Just in case, Teag poured me a glass of sweet tea, made the Charleston way, with just enough sugar to give your fillings a buzz. I sat down at the small table and Teag pushed the envelope toward me. "Where did it come from?" I asked. "I've got a friend who's an urban explorer," Teag replied. "He found it near the ruins of an abandoned plantation house." "Urban explorer, huh?" I replied, eyeing the envelope, not ready to touch the contents yet. "You mean someone who goes poking around forgotten subway tunnels and spooky deserted amusement parks to take pictures?" Teag grinned. "Got it in one. The Urb-X folks like to document urban decay and explore man-made places everyone else has forgotten about." He poured himself a glass of sweet tea and sat down in a chair facing me. "Of course, we don't have some of the really amazing old stuff like they've got in New York and Chicago below street level, but they still manage to find some great places to explore." "Does your friend have a name?" "He posts his photos as Nikon Ninja," Teag replied. I understood. From what I'd read, although some urbexers try to get permission to access sites, a lot of the exploration also counts as trespassing, maybe even breaking and entering. I could relate. In our work to handle supernatural bad behavior, we had picked more than a few locks ourselves and evaded our share of cops when we were places where we didn't belong. "Okay, enough stalling," I said, taking a deep breath. "Let's see what I can read from this." I braced myself and stretched out my hand. I felt a tingle when my fingers brushed the envelope. Then I jostled the ivory disc onto the table and took a good look. The yellowed disc probably came from a whale bone or an elephant tusk. Back in the 1800s, such things were legal. Sailors have been making elaborate carvings to while away the time almost since the first ships left sight of land. Some of the pieces are in museums. Modern scrimshaw artists work from materials that don't come from endangered animals, and a slew of government agencies take a dim view of people harming protected species to make jewelry. This particular piece looked very old. I was betting it was ivory.